Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and I just wanted to make another quick announcement right next to the previous quick announcement that this is your last chance for Goblins vs. Gnomes and Nyxramas, so make sure you purchase those. And that there's been a lot of changes made, some kind of middle step changes. We have Wild showing here, but we don't have Classic. And that the cards decks are now moved around. And in the card decks now being moved around, you can delete your original basic decks. And that has introduced the recipe system, which I did not see before. So I messed up my Warlock deck. So when I choose a Warlock now, we're given recipes instead of just immediately having to make a custom deck. If you just choose custom deck, it will leave it blank and you pick all your cards. But you could play Classic Warlock. Unfortunately, the recipe for Classic Warlock is not Basic Warlock, which is rather strange. So be very careful if you actually want to keep the basic setup of your cards. I would certainly use something like Hearthstone Deck Tracker to save that setup or write it down, because you can see here, even though this is called Classic Warlock, I only have 29 of 30 of the cards. It wants you to have the legendary card Leroy Jenkins here, and I just don't have that card. Same is true for Demon Horde. Same is true for Handlock. We're missing lots and lots of cards. So let's go see what all the other recipes are that are available to us. So what these recipes are probably are very famous decks that would have been played by the best of the best Hearthstone players. So one of them that I know that's getting played a lot right now is called Secret Paladin. So I imagine we will see when we get to Paladin one called Secret Paladin. Again, Classic Warrior, I only have 28 of 30 cards. Unleash Your Rage, I only have 26 of 30 cards. It seems like they've put a little text here that even explains what the recipe is. I think they're committing to adding some more recipes here too, so we'll slowly see this increase, and it certainly is going to help new players, but oddly not that much, because I've been playing this like very consistently for over a year at least, maybe 2 years, and I still don't have the cards for these things. Let's see Shaman's recipes. Classic Shaman, 28 of 30, Totally Totems, 29 of 30, Murlocs Unleashed. What's the one Murloc I'm missing? A second Murloc Tidecaller? Yeah, okay, I understand that. I only got my first Murloc Tidecaller a few months ago. What am I missing from this? The Mistcaller Legendary. These recipes actually won't help new players at all, will they? Interesting. Interesting. They created this saying it would help new players, and it won't. It just will not. No new player in their first year, unless they spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars purchasing packs, they're not going to have these legendary cards. You could start with this, I suppose. Let's see. And then you could put some other card in there, and I guess being a recipe, you could always change. So, like, you could always replace and see. You pick a replacement, and it's like suggestions of saying, well, which cards of these cards would you want to pick? And if I click cancel and click that, it'll give you some more options. So you could sit here and keep on clicking this button, and it will give you its best guesses, but it's not really getting super far from it. It's trying to give you something that would be equivalent to a 3 mana, 2 attack, 2 health with some kind of effect. So 4 mana, 4 attack, 4 health with some kind of effect. 4 mana, 3 attack, 3 health with some kind of effect. So I guess you could start this way, but that doesn't really it doesn't really help as much as it seems like it would. Starting off with so many of this. This is interesting too. The Classic Paladin is picking gold versions of my cards when I tend to not play. When I specifically don't play with gold cards because I find it a little annoying to have less than all 30 of your cards gold. If I could get all 30 of a deck gold, I would do it, but since I can't right now, I don't have that many gold cards. I turn them into dust to get more of other cards. Not a single one of these recipes is gonna have everything I need, is it? Interesting. I guess that was Paladin too, and there was no secret Paladin listed. Maybe it's too new of a deck. I'm sure that recipe will eventually show up, and you can certainly go online and find secret Paladin. Here's one I actually have 30 of 30 cards for, because I do have Ragnaros the Firelord, which is interesting that that's the classic recipe, because Ragnaros the Firelord, if we choose this, well, I'll have to choose it here. Let's see. Here he is. He is a classic card. Interesting. I could have sworn he was an expansion card. Alright. Well. I'll have to get rid of something to make another deck. That's why I didn't see the recipes by default. Let's see what recipes the druids have. They have classic druid, ferocious beasts, overwhelming numbers. I wonder what it means when it's faded out like this. Is it saying that I am just missing so many cards it wouldn't even be worth it to start off this recipe, where here I'm missing 5 cards and it says, okay, you could probably still make this recipe and be somewhat close to it, but missing 7 is too many. I guess that's what it is saying. Warlock. We already started at Warlock. Classic Warlock, Demon Horde, Handlock. You can certainly go in here and look at them yourself, and it does open up the window that you might be able to see other people's decks for a moment and think about what you could do and how that, what you could change and what other players are suggesting you change. You don't really get a lot of feedback in playing Hearthstone. You either win or you lose, and a lot of times you win or you lose based on just randomness versus actual a strategy that you see. A lot of it also has to do with just how many of the many cards in the game can you remember. And if you can't memorize all the important cards that get played a lot, you are certainly going to be left in the lurch just a bit. So, anywho, that's gonna be it for this announcement. Recipes are now live, and I've messed up some of my decks, but that's alright. I'm gonna fix that and get rid of all the classic ones. In fact, we could just do it right now. Anything classic, basic decks are gone. So as soon as you click X here, it's gone. I would recommend, if you wanted to keep your basic deck, you write it down, because there's no way to bring it back, as far as I can tell, without it rid. So you can delete these and have room for custom decks from now on. Now, I haven't played a basic deck in a long time. There's really no reason why you would play a basic deck, and that's why they don't really help you get them back. Because if you did try to play them, if you have any new cards, if you've opened even a single pack, you've got better cards than what the basic cards are. And So, bye the basic, hello to more slots. There's 9 slots on the second page that I can fill, and I deleted my Warlock, custom Warlock, so I'll rebuild that using Hearthstone Deck Tracker. So, check that out too. If you don't know how to install or use Hearthstone Deck Tracker, that video is on my channel. It is very popular. It is a complicated program, so I would definitely say check that out if you need help, or try to install it yourself. Either way. Anywho, that's going to be it for this announcement. Thank you for watching again. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right there's a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. Don't forget, on my main YouTube channel is that playlist tab again. Lots of videos to see there. And then finally, down below is all my social media links, so friend and follow me on all of those. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.